Alright, so recently I was getting in my room and I had both birds on my hand, Buddy and Smokey. And the lights were on, so I wanted to turn it off, but it was kind of difficult to turn off the lights with both birds on my hand. So what I decided to do is I'm going to train Smokey right now to turn off the light switch. Now she has no idea how to do this because she's never been trained to do it before. But we're going to break that behavior down to very small approximations. And this is what you want to do with all of the tricks that you're going to train any kind of animal. You take a big behavior, such as turning off the light, and you break it down to very small approximations. So first, what I want to do is I want her to just touch the light switch. The way I do that is I hold a sunflower seed in my hand, or any treat that they like. Now she's thinking that she has to wave, but I'm going to put it near the light switch. So in order to get the treat, she has to reach and touch the light switch in order to get the sunflower seed. Smokey, get lights. Good girl. Right when she does that, I'm going to say good girl and treat her for it. So again, the bird has no idea what lights means. But right now, I'm only trying to get her into the habit of touching the light switch. So I'm going to hold the treat, put it near the light switch, so she has to touch the light switch in order to get to the treat. Good girl. Once she does that, I praise her and I reward her for it. I'm going to do that one more time. Lights. Good girl. Very good, Smokey. Alright, so she seems like she's really interested right now, and she's getting it pretty fast. So my next step, what I want to do next, is I want to be able to get her to touch the light switch without the treat being there. I'm training you, Smokey. So I'm not going to put the treat near the lights anymore, because she's gotten that down pretty quick. What I want to do next is I want her to touch the light switch at my prompting. So I'm going to just tap on the light switch to get her interest and say, lights. Good girl. Very good. Now most birds, they have a curiosity with most things. They're very inquisitive. So some birds, if you just put them near the light switch, they'll touch it anyways to try to figure out what it is. Once they touch it, you want a reward for that. They don't have to turn off the light yet. Because remember, you're breaking this behavior into very small steps. So I'm going to do that again. Lights. Good girl. Very good, Smokey. Now, if your bird doesn't do this automatically, and they don't seem to have an interest in the light switch at all, what you could do is try to turn on and off the lights. Lights. Good girl. Very good. Very good, Smokey. Alright. So my next step now that she's comfortable with touching the light, I'm going to up my criteria. Now I want her to start touching it and kind of like messing with it a little more instead of just tapping on it. So I'm going to say lights. Good girl. Very good. The purpose of doing this is because the more and more she touches it, the more chances she gets of accidentally turning it off, and that accidentally turning it off is what I want to really capture, and that'll be the ultimate goal of this whole training session. Lights. Good girl. Very good. Just remember, you always got to work at your bird's pace. So I'll try to pay attention and see when does she look like she's losing interest. Right before she does that, I want to reward right away so she doesn't lose that interest. Smokey, lights. Good girl. Very good. Alright. So right now what it looks like is she's having a hard time turning it, like switching it down. But it looks like it's easier for her to turn it up. So I'm going to turn off the lights right now and see if she can pull it up. Smokey, lights. 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 Good girl. Alright. So right there she was kind of confused. She wasn't sure what she was supposed to do. So when she touched this and she kept touching it, I rewarded for it. I want her to touch this as much as possible. Lights. Good girl. Alright. So right now, what I'm seeing is that she's touching it, but it's kind of hard for the light to turn on. You always, when you're training your bird or any kind of animal, you always want to watch out for any difficulty they have and see what you can do to help them to overcome that. Alright. So this is actually the same training session, and what I realized was I was able to move my light switch so that it's only halfway from the top and halfway from the bottom. So you want to come closer so you can see that light switch. Alright, so it's halfway from the top, halfway from the bottom. That makes it much easier for her to turn it either up or down. So right now I'm going to cue her again. Lights. Good girl! Very good. So just by doing that, she was able to turn on the light. So we're actually progressing very fast with this trick right now. Smokey, lights. Good girl, very good. Okay. Again, I'm put it halfway. Lights. Good girl. Good girl, Smokey. And I'm slowly going to move the light switch down more and more. Lights. Smokey, lights. What you doing? Good girl. Very good. Okay. And I'm going to put it close to the bottom. Lights. Good girl. Alright. Now I'm going to put the light switch completely down and see if she can do it. Now there's a chance she won't be able to do it. If she can't, I'll move back and put it halfway again. Lights. Good girl, she did it. That's it. So in just about 15 minutes, we were able to train Smokey to turn on the bedroom light. So I'm going to continue this. Lights. Good girl, very good. Mwah. Okay, I'm running out of treats here, so I gotta refill soon. I'm gonna turn it off. Lights. Good girl. Very good. Let me refill some of my treats, and then we'll do a few more repetitions before we end the training session. Lights. Good girl. Smokey, lights. Good girl. You're done. Okay, one more. And again, this is the ending of the training session. I'm going to use a jackpot reward. Make it so that the next time she thinks about training, she thinks, oh, well, when I ended last time, it was something really good. So, lights. Good girl. And that's it. 15 minutes, she was able to learn how to turn on the light.